Hi Pisces, welcome to your July 2023 Astro-Tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, for your just in case you want to know, I use whole sign tropical Western astrology. So that's the system that I use for these. But also, if you're only going to watch one of these, please make sure it's your ascendant. It's likely to be the most accurate. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these to the side. I realise I probably did that twice. It's very hot here in the UK and my hay fever is driving me insane at the moment. So the first transit that I want to look at this month is happening right out of the gate. On the 1st of July, Venus, which is now in the sign of Leo, is going to be there for certainly for the next 3 months, is in the sign of Leo, and it's going to be squaring Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So for you, this is happening across your third house of your daily world, right? So like your local environment, the shop around the corner, the place that you do your hustle and bustle. It's also communications, conversations, all manner of websites, the things that you kind of engage with every single day. So those websites, Instagram, all of that kind of stuff, that's you doing third house stuff. It's also the space in your chart of skills. And then you've got the 6th house, which is your daily grind, like your work, your routine, your rituals, the things that you kind of have to do, the things that you need to do to kind of maintain life, right? So looking after your physical health and body, your home. The 6th house is how you maintain all of the things that you really want to keep effectively. Now for you, could be your work and your daily experiences being highlighted here, and potentially in a bit of a challenging way, right? Venus in that 3rd house could also, as the ruler of your 3rd and your 8th houses, you're getting some blessings come through your local area or local environment, or potentially a work opportunity that comes through that. But the problem with this as well, because you've got this in connection to Uranus, which is in the 6th house, Venus, which is in the 6th house, it's quite possible that you're having to, maybe there's a commute involved in this, right? So if your expenses ramp up fixing something as well, this could be quite a possibility when it comes to things that need to be fixed, like a website, maybe something within the home of a technological nature that you need, like a washing machine, etc. Now, this is the first pass of this transit. There are going to be 2 other connections of this, because both Venus and Uranus are both going to go retrograde this month. At some time point throughout this connection, pay attention to what's coming up at the moment, because the likely is a running theme with this, and it will center around your work and your daily habits and routines. It could also be a connection that comes up because comes up through like the work sector, and also as well potentially here as well, if you're single, be open to the conversations that can happen in mundane places, when you're at the gym, when you're going to the bank, when you're doing your shopping, all of those kinds of things. Now, I completely forgot to tell you this. Every month I will be giving an extra tidbit of information with these, and that is kind of like to basically to provide more of a context. So for you, your themes for the month this month are work, work and more work, and personal connections. All right, so for this transit, you've got the 5 of Swords, with the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So it looks like you might be having to battle it out over a contract this month. This will likely have something to do with your work and or your living situation. It might be as well that you're in some kind of contract negotiations and it's like it just keeps going back and forth to the point where it starts to really agitate you, because it's like this should be done already. It's like you're having to deal with something that you've had to continually deal with and it's become an annoyance at this point. So you might be really working through something of like a contractual kind of nature here, because that Ace of Swords is usually where you're signing on the dotted line. If you've had an interview or you're going for an interview this month, you might really need to haggle on the salary, on the benefits package. You might really need to push for the things that you want, because you know that's the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is about what you fight for. So it's like whatever opportunity you get, it's a decent opportunity, but it's not really worth what you are actually going to bring, so you fight for more. On the 11th of July, Mercury is going to come into the sign of Leo, and this is for you in the 6th house. Your work life is getting a shot of coffee, right? Mercury brings haste and speed and energy, and it's like your work life, because it's the 6th house, is ramping up production, work, all manner of connections around work are starting to speed up as well. Your daily life is definitely coming more into focus, and it's helping you get your tasks done. So this could be a month where you really are wrapping things up a lot, like you're really getting things done, sorted, organized. It's potential that this is going to be a busy month for you, to be fair. And as the ruler of your 7th and your 4th houses, this is a fun and flirty sort of connection that comes in. And it might be like, so if you're single, you could be staying at someone else's house for a few nights. They could be coming to stay with you. There's like a really nice connection coming here. If you're already partnered, it's possible that the daily grind kind of gets in the way of, you know, maybe the daily grind kind of overtakes and your partner sort of expresses, okay, you know, can we do more of us time? And you might want to do that as well, especially spending more time at home within the home sphere. This is a time to wrap up tasks, to get your routines in place and to refresh everything so that your life runs smoothly. And I would say do this as well. Like, this might also be a time for you to gather information around health, around your work, around habits. If you've got any pets as well, they might become a source of much energy, fun, excitement for sure. If you already have a pet, you could be getting another one, and if you're going in for your first pet, you might end up with two, because Mercury does everything, you know, in dual aspect. So interesting. It might also be, again, more you're in a stronger position when Mercury comes into the 6th house to negotiate the things that you want as well, because that pass of Venus squaring Uranus will have gone as well. Before this, you had the Queen of Cups, two queens. Represent sincere friends, so trust your friends around this time. With the Three of Swords, okay, and the Knight of Cups, it is quite possible that some of you could be hearing of a passing here. It won't be somebody directly related to you. This could be somebody like maybe a friend's mother, excuse me. It could be I'm so sorry. It could be, yeah, like a friend's mother. It could also be as well potentially that some of you have hard conversations with a woman. Now, this could also be within the context of your work. This could be like, you know, your work wife, your work bestie. Maybe they sort of say, look, you know what, I've got another job and I'll be leaving. And I wouldn't be surprised if for a lot of you that are employed by somebody else, I wouldn't be surprised if the person that's leaving maybe highlights you in some way, shape or form and ends up offering you a job later down the line. Or they say, look, you know what, I got this job. They're looking for similar people. Are you interested? So be open to that. I'm not saying it's the right thing for you, because it might not be. But I do feel like it will definitely be an offer that you will give some serious consideration to. Yeah, but there could also potentially be news of a passing, and I hope that's not the case. This will probably be within the work sphere. So on the 20th of July, Mars is going to oppose Saturn. Now, this is a big deal for you because Saturn is currently in your sign. This is happening across your first house, which is where Saturn is at the moment, and your seventh house of relationships, partnerships, serious one-on-one commitments. And, you know, Mars is the unstoppable force. Saturn is the immovable object. So you can imagine what happens when these two things connect. And the problem is when we're talking about an opposition, there's no way past this. You can't, the only way through an opposition is through dealing with the aspects that they're asking you to take care of. So what you want versus what's desired of you are coming into conflict here. And Mars in the seventh house could literally be the removal of a partner. This could be personal, professional, platonic. It could be challenges or issues around a contract of some sort. It might be a reality check on a relationship that you're already in, because Saturn is the reality check and Mars is kind of like, well, no, we'll just do it this way. And then Saturn says, no, we have to look at this and we might have to do it a different way. Saturn in the first house is definitely seeing you take yourself a lot more seriously. And it might be where you and a partner or professional, platonic, personal are like incompatible. So for some of you, you might look at this and say, actually, you know what? We're not going to be able to work this out. It's not for all of you, but it is a possibility. Now, Mars rules your second and your ninth houses. Saturn rules your 12th house and your 11th house, which means you're needing to find a way to harmonize the past and your desires for the future as they relate to you, yourself, and your current relationship status or connections within the professional or platonic or even personal realms. For this, you've got the Hanged Man, right? So this basically says, wait to see, right? And look, there you've got the Seven of Swords, okay, and then you've got the Hierophant card. This will be some kind of information that comes to light over the course of this month around this transit. And when it does, I think it's going to really highlight to you where you are done with a certain connection, whether this is a friend, whether it's a partner, whether it's a professional relationship. There's something here that almost suggests like you will have a moment where you kind of say, okay, you know what? I'm done now. Whatever this was, it's not that anymore. And in order for me to really step forward into my future, I'm going to have to let go of what is currently here. So I've got to be honest, that opposition does look like it's going to hit you guys. There are a few signs that it's going to hit quite hard. I think you will definitely be one of them, unfortunately. Now, on the 23rd of July, Mercury is going to square Uranus and Venus is going retrograde. So neighbours and communications may clash at this time. It might also be some kind of information from that comes from a sibling or even from your local neighbourhood. Venus going retrograde in the sign of Leo for you, is really highlighting what you're needing to reconfigure or where you're needing to maybe redefine your routines. Remember, Venus is an energy of cleanliness and ease. So this could see you cleaning up your body, what you're eating, but really paying attention to it and doing some kind of research or study around sixth house matters. I really like this as well. So something that you rely on for daily ease and or transport could become an issue. So there's possibly issues around cars, vehicles, technologies that you use, maybe your phone. Your phone or your car is definitely implicated here because of the houses. It doesn't have to be your car, because it could literally be like a disruption to, let's say you get the bus to and from work every day. Maybe they change your bus route and it adds time on. So all very big possibilities. For this, you've got the Empress, so that is Venus, with the Ace of Wands, but some kind of creativity is born here. And if you're willing to look further afield and be open to some of the opportunities that might show up for you at this time, there can definitely be possibilities for you to maybe find new work, new job, new partnerships and connections, maybe to start making more money as well. And remember, so you've got the the Empress here, who is number 3. You've got the 3 of Wands. 2 3s represents a calming influence. So I really love that for you. And then you've got a third 3 here as well, which is, so 3 3s represent success. So there is potential for success through the work sphere this month, but it's really going to require you kind of doing the hard work. So it will be really interesting to see how this plays out for you guys. All right, and then finally for your moons, On July the 3rd, we have the full moon in the sign of Capricorn, which for you is in your 11th house. And the 11th house deals with benefactors. So this could be somebody that steps forward in your work sphere that says, look, you know what, I really like what you do or how you work and I want to help you. Gate 55 and abundance. This is support, assistance. This is some kind of benefactor that comes in and says, yes, you are the sort of person I want to work with or work alongside. I wouldn't be surprised if someone takes you under their wing and you are really happy about it, because this person can lead you to some form of abundance. I also would say, because this is the house of gains from your business or your public persona, so this could be a pay rise or something along those lines for a lot of you, or a step in the right direction that brings more recognition for you. So I love that. And then the Cancer new moon on July 17th, you've got the gate 33 and looking back. And the message behind this, interestingly enough, is that this is a remembrance energy, right? So it really is about looking back. And there's something about this in the 5th house. You're remembering a relationship or a romance in a way that actually is honest, but it also reminds you that nothing is perfect. It's like you see something and it's like, yeah, okay, you know what, maybe this person or this partner had this and this as a flaw, but actually, you know what, on the whole it wasn't bad. This could also be an old idea or the refreshing of an idea or some kind of project that you've been working on or towards. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care and I'll see you soon.